Now we will discuss the composition and structure of cereal grains. As we already discussed that there are different cereal crops and they all have their cereal grains. And if we talk about their composition, all these cereal grains have got three parts like bran, germ, and endosperm. So these are the structural element of all the grains, all the cereal grains, although their composition might vary depending upon the proportion of these components. Bran is the outer chaffy part of the kernel or the grain that actually covers the grain, and endosperm is the central part of all the grains. And germ is another small part that is attached to the endosperm. So these are the three structural elements of all the cereal grains. If we talk about bran in detail, bran is generally removed in the process of harvesting of cereal grains. It consists of 5% of total weight of a grain or a kernel. It is again discarded during the milling process. If we talk about its composition, it is high in fiber. It does have a lot of minerals as well. It does have a lot of vitamins such as thiamine and riboflavin. But because it is removed during the milling process, it would mean that we remove some of the nutritional value of these grains as well. Alluron layer is another layer that is beneath this bran component of the cereal grains. It is around 8% of the weight of the kernel. If we talk about the compositional part of this, it is rich in protein, it's rich in phosphorus and thiamine. So this is nutritionally highly important component of a grain. It is also, again, lost during the milling process. May not be entirely, but it would depend upon the kind of milling operation that would decide that how much alluron is actually lost or retained by the final product. Endosperm is the major component. It is around 84 to 85% of the kernel. It has got a lot of starch and maybe sometimes proteins. It has got very little amount of fiber, and it doesn't have any mineral contents. And there are traces of fats present in the endosperm part. Again, it doesn't have much vitamin contents as well. So nutritionally, it's predominantly carbohydrate in nature. Germ, if we talk about germ, it is around only 2 to 3% of the total grain weight. It is rich in fat. It does have protein, minerals, and vitamins, mostly fat-soluble vitamins. It serves as a store of nutrients for the seed, so that seed, when it is sown for growth, it takes up all the energy and the material from this germ portion. Some of this part is again lost during the milling process as well. So germ is also lost in the milling process. If we talk about this bran, this is indigestible to humans, and it is generally used for animal feed. Germ is removed. It has got higher oil content, so it can be used for the production of oil such as wheat germ oil. It could have some cosmetic application. If we talk about the dietary guidelines, as I earlier said, that it is recommended that we should use more amount of fiber in our diet. That would reduce the cholesterol. It is more healthy. The composite proximate analysis of grains is generally the protein is around 11%. Depends upon the variety as well. It's not the exact composition. This is the proximate compositions. Generally, fat is 3%. Carbohydrates are the major element. As I said, they are around 68%. Moisture, it is around 12%, and fiber is 6%. Nutritional value would depend upon what kind of cereal grain we are talking about. As I said, there are 8 to 10 different kind of cereals available, but most of them have starch in them that supplies energy. It doesn't have any amino acids, especially the lysine. Lysine is the missing component in the amino acid. They do have certain proteins, they have other amino acids, but lysine is generally deficient. So if you are consuming more cereal crops, that would mean there are chances that you would have lysine deficiency. Again, whole cereals and versus refined cereal. If you talk about the whole cereals, they would have more nutritional value. As I said, that they would have bran component, they would have alluran component, they would have germ component, which have all the minerals, vitamins, useful vitamins present in these components. Whereas if we refine those cereals, most of the refined cereals, they consist of starch component or the endosperm component. It does have a lot of calorific value. It does give you a lot of energy, but again, it would lose minerals and vitamins that are present in other components. And another component is fiber as well. Like fiber is also present in bran. So if we refine these cereals, that would mean it would not have much of the fiber components. So these were all the healthy parts of the seed, which are generally removed during the milling process. So this was all about the composition and structure of different cereal grains.